except for the liberal insiders.
Holy crap.
But now
Primal
our country
Canada.
is
Sorry.
very much in the world's eye
It's just
now.
never
And
ending.
everyone seems to really care what we're doing. And do you know why? It's because we have a neighbor who's very powerful just to the south of us, who have a lot of enemies.
Right.
So how are you going to get to them? How would you get to America? Oh, through Canada, their best friend. Why not? And so now all of a sudden we're right in the center of the world in a lot of ways, and I don't think Canadians fully.
Now we're watching Jasmine Lane, which is another Canadian awesome host caster. There's many, like I said earlier, but you'll get used to it as we go along. You'll get used to my list of people and our arguments against the regimes that are out there trying to corrupt and kill our country, yeah? Believe it or not, man, there's a lot of shit going on that people aren't paying attention to, like this whole Carney fiasco. Think about this. And they've all been saying it all over, all the pods, all over real news. This guy's unelected. He's been having meetings with our officials and private rendezvous with others about government. What are you talking about? This guy's unelected. Says he's European. Sounds like foreign interference to me right there. No? That's what that sounds like to me. Nobody elected you, pal. But yet, you're taking fucking meetings and having special briefings. What? What? Canada, wake up.
Understand that just yet, and that's why foreign interference is like, I don't know if it's possible. It's possible. Trust me.
It's happening.
It's happening right now.
We have a lot of terrorist organizations operating up here. Let's have a conversation about it, shall we? So I think people need to really start becoming real with themselves that, yeah, Canada's more important now than they've ever been. And it's because of...
in our entire lives.
I have to admit.
What
entire
do you think?
history
Let's say Mark Carney
of our
gets in,
existence comes down to
he
right
ends up
now.
striking a deal with either the Bloc, which I honestly don't think is going to happen given how they've been talking, or the NDP, which I do think is going to happen, but will it be enough? I don't know. What do you think is his plan? Like, why would he go through the effort and have to take a step back from all of his other business ventures that are making him so much money and these things that he's been passionate about? What is that game plan, if only for a short period of time? And then let's say that there is an election. Do you see Mark Carney stepping down? Because why would he want to then have to move to Ottawa when he's living out in, like, I don't know, somewhere fancy right now? Why would he want to move to Ottawa and be the official leader of the opposition for 4 years? So, like, what do you think that all is going to look like, and what do you think the game plan is?
That's actually a great question. Right now, I'll just state this right off the top. This is all pure speculation with very little kind of, like, or a fair amount of research, but very little to at least
nothing like definitive.
Nothing concrete.
I'm not trying to say something specifically.
Nothing concrete. We got nothing concrete
let's talk possibilities
at the moment.
So one is right now. I've said this on my show. I've been on record saying I think Canadians are caught in the middle of something very
that
much
dude
larger
is
than
from
we are,
the Elevate show that
Canada
I mentioned earlier,
we are
probably
being caught between the World Economic Forum's agenda and Donald Trump's agenda. And Canada is just the ground for that at the moment. And we Canadians are just in the middle of it, unfortunately. It's unfair to us, but that's the reality. So I think on a greater scale, Mark Carney is the West play against Trump.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, they need to pull Trudeau out. The Liberals need to do that. But then I think that's kind of what we're seeing is Carney's going to get in there. And he's going to continue pushing a lot of whatever's been going on behind the scenes. Again, it's so weird that no one's been asking more about it.
Right.
Conservatives are doing their job, which I appreciate. But again, this $1 billion slush fund, no one's really caring much about it. It's like, this was the big promise in 2015, and we've been told that money was stolen from us. and given to money to companies overseas.
My worry is that the whole bigger picture that everybody's missing is that there's a real global disaster in the works coming that's going to overturn everything that we know, the way we live, everything. The whole world as we know it is going to a major, major shift. Because we're getting out of the industrial age into the digital age. Oh, God. A lot of pain ahead for us. A lot of pain. But we can minimize it by getting rid of these people who are basically just blinding us with their bullshit. And that goes for all of them, including the conservatives. But they're not ready to drive the car off the cliff just yet. So we might have like a Trump-ish mentality in there, which would be good. You know, that'll help us stay alive a bit longer. But everyone needs to prepare for the worst and hope and pray for the best outcomes. Yeah? Because that's all we can do, man. So God bless. I love you. And good luck to everybody.
Where did it go? We don't know really where it went. And so knowing how much of a...
One quick note. Jasmine Lane, Canadian broadcaster, podcaster. She's awesome. She's got the Elevate podcast on with her at the moment. Sometimes they share a screen so we can have these discussions, so people can have these discussions. And most of the stuff I agree with, like 99% of the stuff I agree with. And most of my pods that I watch, that I'll introduce you to as we go along, we try to speak truth and try to keep things on the righteous path for the most part, you know? We don't want to hurt nobody. We want prosperity for everybody, man. Come on. There's so much, and it's so easy. Why does everybody complicate themselves? Why? I don't get it. We'll continue now.
World-renowned man Mark Carney is. I think he could very possibly be coming in to work behind the scenes to finish off whatever that was as well. Try to clean that up behind the scenes. And because Trudeau got sloppy. And so that's also another possibility. And then two is, I think things are changing in the Liberal Party right now. They've gone from a party that's super dejected and, down to, I really do think they believe they can win.
So
and
dejected?
Yeah,
What
dejected.
is that? I've never heard that word before. What does that mean?
Yeah, it just means that their morale's down. They were sad, didn't think they had a future in politics anymore. They were done. They needed to get Justin out. And now I think they knew Carney was going to be the play to at least, save a few of their seats. But now they're starting to see these different polls come in. And now there's like, oh, we could actually at least get another minority.
Except you're not going to get anything. Because nobody
And
wants
a
you.
minority government for Liberals, in my mind, is just a majority. Because, as I said, this is the WEF versus everybody else. And we know Jagmeet Singh is WEF through and through.
Yeah.
And that's why he's playing ball with these guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, on top of it is the pension. But now that that's
Toilet
done,
paper head.
we're seeing WEF through and through
Sorry,
right now.
it sounds
that's the
racist,
big
but
battle
come on,
we were
man.
seeing. And so I think it started
I have
off being,
nothing
okay,
against
let's
the
try to
Sikh
quell
people. I
the
love
damage
them.
the Liberal Party's going to
I have
receive.
lots of friends.
And now it's a play of,
But
we could actually win.
that guy
and we
is
could
a
really continue
disgrace.
to put the nail in the coffin.
An
on
embarrassment.
this thing called Canada.
And a fucking traitor, man.
That's the thing. So somebody who's uneducated would hear that and be like, that sounds crazy. It's like, yeah, it does sound crazy.
Sounds psychotic.
But if you go into the details, and if you have been a part of this for a while, like in terms of observing what's going on and researching it, it's like, no, that seems pretty spot on. And it's a really crazy spot to get in. It's a really, really crazy spot for our country to be in. And it's just like, whoa, like this is, as you said, it's so much bigger.
Oh, you fucking
and it
ass.
just feels like our entire
Shoot.
country almost is used as like a money laundering pawn. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And that's like, it just feels so helpless and hopeless.
It's
which
not
again
even
is
that.
kind of why it's like,
It's
well,
not
if this
even
continues,
that. It's a
I
sieve.
agree with you. I have a feeling there's a lot. The exit tax is no joke.
You
in
got
this
the laundry
country.
going too, but it's
But I
just
have a
a
feeling
sieve.
a lot of
They're
Canadians
stealing all the money.
will be starting to look into that and figuring out what they can do to
They're
get out.
looting
because
the
it's like,
coffers, man.
this is no longer a place where people feel safe, where people feel heard, where people have their basic needs met in many
United.
cases. Why do you think people are so
None of
freaking
that.
mad and at each
Not
other's
anymore.
throats in this country? It's because everybody's broke. So many people are broke, and other people have a lot of money, and they don't understand what it feels like to be broke. And you know, when they tell you to shut up because just get a better job, like all of those stupid
Right.
things, and it just creates
Right.
all this division. Like,
Come
people
on.
are broke. The promise that they had to get ahead was taken from them. So many people have taken their lives as a
Welder
result
fabricator,
of that. The
by
rates
the
in
way,
Canada
for
for
25
people
plus
under
years,
30
yeah?
are just
Custom
like how
welder
much they have spiked
fabricator.
is horrific.
Take that in your
It is
head
so horrific.
and think about
And
it
that's
for
not
a
because
minute.
every single one of these people is suffering from, you know, some crazy diagnosis list. A lot of these people, they just feel
Joke.
lonely and helpless, and
Joke.
they have nobody to talk to about it. Because
You know, when I
everybody
first
around
became
them
a
is, like,
welder,
in this little
my
pool where
family
even if they
were
feel
the
same way,
happiest
nobody's
people
talking about it because
I'd
they
ever
don't want to be
seen, man.
ostracized. And it's just really has
I
created
couldn't
such
even
a
believe
really
it made my family
helpless,
that happy. I couldn't believe it.
helpless state for so many people. Of course,
Because they were
people who
like,
do
"You made
well
it."
and it's fine, but like, there's a lot of people that are really, really hurting and they're not being
For all
heard.
this shit
And then you put, oh well, we have social assistance
you've been through,
programs,
you
and it's
done,
like,
you fucking
people
dude.
like working for things. Like, that is
At least
a
you
fact.
got yourself out of it.
Don't get me wrong, it feels great to not
And
have
you
to
know what?
sometimes. But as a
I
whole,
thought
human
so too
beings
at the time.
thrive and survive and function very well when we have a goal and we're able to actually achieve that goal. When we can work hard and we can get anything that we want as long as we put our minds to it. Like, that is a really big driving force behind humans.
what we
Like,
all
humans
thought.
were not
That's what
made.
we all
Our
believed.
brains are so complex. We were not made to be in this situation
gonna
where
pay.
we can't afford to
All
do the
you
things that we
liberal
want to do.
NDP
We can't use our brain the
joker.
way that we want
Evil,
to, because if we do, we get in
disgusting.
trouble or we get named.
Not
called
even
and
human. You're
shamed.
not human beings,
Like, there's
man.
so many things that have just been this
You
total
don't deserve to be
deterioration
called humans
on
because you're
the
not.
state of the human in
I
this
feel
country
sorry
as a
and
result
bad,
of
I'll say
policies
once again,
and
for your
all of that
children.
stuff. And it's so
We're gonna
scary
have
and
to
sad and
live
crazy.
with
It's
your
so crazy that this is actually
disgusting
happening. And I
legacy
hate to
for the rest
sound
of their
like,
lives.
oh, I'm just a big conspiracy theorist. But again, it's like,
Right?
I've been following this stuff. You've been following this stuff. And it's like, a lot of these things, there's so many things that I once thought, that sounds radical. There's no way that's true. And slowly but surely, I'm at a point now where I'm like, I actually can no longer confidently say
just
that
can't
sounds
make this
radical
shit up.
and that there's no way that's true. Because that actually makes a lot of sense and the puzzle pieces are fitting together. So
Everyone deserves to feel confident